Hello everybody, it is Wednesday, January 6th, 2011, and this is my first video since I got back to school, and I have the intro again. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to explain the hat, because the hat is different and it looks kind of funny if you look at me through the thing. I have not been able to take a shower yet today, so my hair is sort of like, and so in order to alleviate that problem, I put a hat on. I haven't done a video since I got back to school because I've been very, very busy. Though I have less classes, I have a lot more reading to do. I have philosophy of science, psychology, nonviolence, and social change, which is a junior level writing course where I get to write a lot. And then I also have environmental policy, which is interesting, and creative writing fiction. So between those first four classes, I have a ridiculous amount of reading, and I haven't done any of the reading for the last one, even though I have 89 pages to do by Friday. I'm also currently reading this book by C.l.r. James. He's a very obscure Marxist person from the early 20th century. Although he was around in 1989, that's when he died. Anyway, but he was really big for the Caribbean independence movements that got them free from colonization. So far it's interesting. I'm a little over a third through. However, to continue the talk about books on my Wednesday videos, I'm going to talk about this book, because this is the last book that I had read before, since the last two books, which was, well, if you look at my last Wednesday video, you'll be able to see those. It was the last book I read before this one. Once I got back to school, my reading rate slowed down a lot. But anyway, Galileo's Dream is a sci-fi book by Kim Stanley Robinson, who is quickly becoming my favorite author. It's a book about Galileo, and it follows the story of Galileo from the point when he invented the telescope to his trial at the end. There's also sections where Galileo is brought into the future, and ultimately it's a really, really, really good book. I'm not going to say much about it in fear of telling you what happens in it, but it is one of Kim Stanley Robinson's better books. Other books that I've read of his lately was Years of Rice and Salt. I've bought a lot of his books and plan on finishing all of them shortly, but he's good. Brian, you are reading at least Red Mars. You might have finished Red Mars though, but the quality of him sort of doesn't go away. I mean, this isn't exactly Mars sci-fi. It's very different. It's a blend between science fiction and historical fiction. I strongly recommend it. Anyway, yesterday, Egypt kind of exploded into revolution. I'm not sure what has gone on today because I woke up at 12:30 and then I spent from about 12:30 to 2 with Emily having food. So I'm not sure what has gone on today about that, but yesterday, massive demonstrations all over Egypt. Some demonstrations happened in Lebanon, and all of this apparently started. Though Lebanon is different than what's going on in Egypt, the Egypt one started because the Egyptians were inspired by Tunisia. And there's discussion that possibly there's rumblings of similar revolutions occurring in Saudi Arabia as well. So the entire Middle East seems to have overnight just kind of exploded into multiple revolutions, and I'm not entirely sure what to make of it because I haven't been watching it too closely. But it's something that everybody should start keeping an eye on and watching, because who knows, maybe history in the making. Or, well, it already is, since there's already revolutions. Anyway, I'm back in Flagstaff, as you can see. There's stuff. This is focusing towards my roommate's side. My side of the room's over here, and my bed is an extreme mess. I think that's it. I am going to stop filming because as a result of this hat, I am getting very, very warm, and I do not like it. So, without further ado, I'm Angus Martin, and I'm reminding you that laziness prevails, and I hope I will see you Monday. Brian, I will see you on Friday.